Welcome, Slayers, to another episode of DARKTIMES Debriefed, your behind-the-scenes look at how the ultimate Brawler Royale is being built. DARKTIMES has been in development since 2022 in partnership with Blowfish Studios, a team with deep experience shipping high-quality games. These updates are based directly on the internal development logs. They're raw, unfiltered, and designed to give you a clearer view into what's happening during each sprint. This episode includes build versions 18.12 and 18.13, starting with the lead developer. The biggest issue this sprint? Players jittering and stuttering during matches, especially with 6 players. With 1, 2, or 3 players, it's barely noticeable, but at full capacity it can be seen a little more. The root cause looks to be network bandwidth. The server was sending over 18 kilobytes per frame, that's 540 kilobytes per second, or 4 gigabits per second. Way too much. The main culprit? Network transforms on player body parts, even when not in ragdoll mode. Disabling those may reduce network load and solve the jumpiness, but it'll require a rework to preserve the take damage system. This is something we'll address shortly and should provide stability. Other bugs included the trial lobby showing up after Trial 3, even when there's no next round, and players falling through the map in Village for unknown reasons. In Team Deathmatch, all 3 players on a team aren't always counted correctly, and the elimination order varies. The major blocker was tied to tournament progression in Round 3. If a player was thrown off the wall, they'd sometimes miss the death zone entirely and land outside the play area. This was patched by expanding the kill zone and is now addressed. A deeper issue? Eliminated players weren't flagged as exited by the backend. That's now handled with extra client-side logic. Testing was delayed by mismatched servers and clients, which slowed down progress significantly. Overall, a lot of progress was made, and we're happy with where we are at. Now over to the senior developer. The Trial 2 to Trial 3 handoff continued to be inconsistent, especially on the production environment, which isn't accepting the fixes already working on staging. We hope to have solve for this shortly. Another issue: rewards aren't correctly shown at the end of ranked matches. The system isn't reliably displaying what players have won. Server errors are still triggering when moving from Trial 2 to Trial 3, but at least now those errors help trace the failing logic. Thrown players are also snapping back into full control too soon, regaining movement and actions without the proper delay. The fix needs to stabilize performance and visual outcome, keeping the motion predictive and smooth. After weeks of blockers, the team can finally confirm a full loop is working in production and ready to rock. The major wins are clear, but 2 blockers remain. First, the underlying differences between staging and production environments slowed things down, requiring a full sweep of thousands of logs. And second, debugging network packet loss continues to be painful. Lost packets were causing animation events to fire at the wrong time, especially for throwing actions. Both of these blockers should be addressed in the next build. Now to the back-end developer. The team made huge progress on scalability. Multi-node deployment is now supported, meaning queue servers can fail over or scale horizontally without crashing matches. Redis caching was added to the match processor, speeding up matchmaking, reducing database load, and allowing thousands of concurrent players without slowdown. Amazing progress. The session processor also got Redis upgrades, enabling shared state across instances, faster session validation, and better reconnect handling. One critical issue still under review: kill counts. Right now, kill data isn't syncing cleanly between client and server, and the numbers coming back are often incorrect. We think we have a clear solution and shouldn't be too much effort from here. But the big wins? Tournament logic is finally processing correctly, reducing unnecessary calls and improving performance. And the Redis upgrades should drastically improve server stability under heavy load. Big wins. Next, QA testing. Fixed items this sprint include: players now appear on the leaderboard correctly. The throw line no longer stays on screen after a second throw attempt. Server errors between Trial 2 and Trial 3 are now resolved. Tournament and match database calls have been reduced. The bug causing players to fall through the map in Village is fixed. Issues that remain unfixed but should be relatively straightforward to address this upcoming build include: the rewards UI is still broken at the end of matches. Team Deathmatch isn't detecting full team eliminations properly. Trial progression logic from 2 to 3 continues to fail in some environments. Trial lobbies still appear after Trial 3. Placeholder characters sometimes load without names or proper models. And some players don't initialize properly, affecting match start. A few new bugs were discovered. Kill count is mathematically incorrect, stacking exponentially with each kill. Deleted characters aren't being saved as deleted. Rewards UI shows the wrong player as the winner, or doesn't show anything at all. We think we can get a handle on these shortly. One final blocker. Due to a recent commit affecting player initialization, the following issues couldn't be tested this sprint. Trial lobby behavior after Trial 3, naked characters spawning without correct data, and all bugs linked to improper player initialization. Overall, this sprint delivered major wins on networking, matchmaking, server load, and production stability. The final build will close the gap between staging and live environments. Overall, we are almost ready to rock. The development team is confident that the coming weeks will bring us close to a release-ready version. Thanks for watching Dark Times Debriefed. To join the conversation, head to discord.gg/darktimes. We'll see you next time, Slayers.